Hey guys, Chad Hoover, Kayak Bassing TV. For this week's Just a Tip, I want to talk to you about fishing a crankbait, okay? And we're fishing a shallow runner here, but this concept holds true to pretty much any crankbait, all right? First and foremost, fish with a crankbait rod. I'm fishing with the EL series from APR, but really with any crankbait rod, this concept right here holds true. When you're fishing a crankbait, you want to hold your rod about 45 degrees off of your retrieve line. And you want to reel, and you want to have your hand to where your pinky is split in the trigger grip and your fingers up the back of the rod. And the reason that you want to be at a 45 like this is if the fish hits it, all you have to do is load the rod to set the hook. But if it misses it, you can come right back to the same position. So again, you want to cast it out, let off enough line to get off to the 45, start reeling the lure down. Now with deep diving crankbaits, you got to give it a couple good jerks to get it down at the depth. And then you want to reel it, because if the fish hits it, you just want to load it with kind of, not even really setting the hook, but more turning your torso. That loads the rod, and then you can fight the fish. The reason that you want to do that is, what you don't want to do is have the rod pointed directly at the lure when the fish hits it and hit it and feel it and spit it before you get a chance to set the hook. And more importantly, if you got the rod pointing straight at it and you go to set the hook, you pull the lure away from it if it misses it, takes it out of the strike zone, and you don't get that follow-up hit. So again, I'm gonna make this real simple. When you are fishing a crankbait, you want to have your rod offset to the side. And the reason for that is you're reeling that rod. Okay, if that fish hits it and you load and it misses it, you just reel back and catch back up to it. And a lot of times they'll come back and smash it a second, sometimes even a third time. And that right there, I promise you, will make you more successful at fishing crankbaits. You'll have a lot less frustration. And then the other thing that happens is it gives you that ability to rotate your torso and keep that flex in the rod, keep that rod out in front of you, and keep that fish out in front of you. And here's the last part of that tip, and I got to cast again to be able to demonstrate it. Big fish like to jump, okay, on a crankbait. They like to jump and shake their head. If you let that rod unload and they shake their head, the lure weight is going to help them throw it. So what I like to do a lot of times, if I'm off to the side like this and I set the hook and I know it's a big fish, is I put my rod down in the water. And what that does is it water loads the line. So even if they jump, the rod's loaded, the line's loaded, it pulls them back down and it keeps them from jumping and getting a loose line to help throw the lure. So keep that rod off to the side. Don't point it directly at the lure. Use a torso set instead of setting like you're setting with a jig or a worm. Reel down, and then when that big fish wants to jump, put that rod in the water and keep cranking so that you fight it upside down. And I promise you, you'll catch more fish and you'll have a lot less frustration when you're fishing a crankbait.